I never buy hummus in the store because it's so easy and much healthier to make at home. Seriously guys, you should never be buying hummus from the store because they're full of preservatives and everything, so when you make it yourself, you know exactly what goes in each dish. So here we're going to go over the basics of hummus and 6 very simple recipes for you to try at home. Let's start out with the classic hummus. So it's 1 jar or 400 grams of chickpeas. To this we're going to add 1 heaped teaspoon of tahini, which is basically a sesame seed paste. You can buy this in most supermarkets. Then add 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, season with salt and pepper, 1 clove of raw garlic, and just a touch of olive oil and a squeeze of lemon. And then we're going to blitz this up until it's very smooth using a hand blender or a food processor or your feet. I recommend washing them though first. And you can just blitz it until your desired consistency, but as you can see I like mine quite smooth. But let's make some variation, shall we? So let's start again with 1 full jar, a clove of garlic, and then we're going to throw in 4 heads of canned artichokes and 5 sun-dried tomatoes. Add a touch of the oil from the tomatoes as well. And don't forget your heaped teaspoon of tahini and your salt, pepper and lemon juice. Make sure you remove all the pips, or maybe just use a sieve. And just give that a good blitz until nice and smooth. Transfer to a bowl and top it with a touch more of the oil, some pepper, some salt, and you got a perfect sun-dried tomato and artichoke hummus. Now onto something that takes a little bit more work. Start by trying to juggle 2 red peppers, drop them, then take them to the stove. And we're going to char the outside of the red peppers until they're dark black on the direct open flame. Make sure you have a window open for this. So keep moving them around to make sure you got that dark charred skin all the way around the pepper. This takes a good 10 minutes. You're looking for a dark colour like this. Then place them in a bowl, cover with cling film, and leave to steam in their own heat for a good 5-10 minutes. After this, you'll see they'll become really soft, and this is where we can take the char off the outside of the pepper. It's easier to remove if you use a paper towel, but I was stupid and I forgot, so I used my fingers. But you want to remove most of it, keep it on a little bit for flavour, but you know, apparently it's not very good for you. And then remove the seeds, and open it up and try and remove a bit of the pith. It's the white bit that goes in the middle of the pepper. This is quite bitter. Then just chop it down to more manageable sized pieces. And again we have all the usual suspects. So you've got 1 jar of chickpeas, 1 heaped teaspoon of tahini. We're going to add a touch of sweet paprika, some salt, then your red peppers, leaving a few for the garnish later, some lemon juice, and oh yeah, you found your sieve, well done, that's good. Then a touch of olive oil, and the black pepper. And then we're just blitzing again till smooth, transfer into a bowl, topping with a touch of olive oil, some more paprika, and then garnish with the extra peppers that we left. Oh, and some modern sea salt. It's had a beautiful sweet but char-grilled flavour. Takes a little bit more time, but definitely worth it. Now onto a Mexican inspired one. Again 400 grams of chickpeas or 1 jar. This time 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of tahini, 1 clove of garlic, and then of course it wouldn't be Mexican without avocado. So let's go with 1 whole aguacate, cut it in half around the pip and scoop it out with a spoon, 1 whole jalapeno, of course Mexican, a squeeze of lemon, a good bunch of coriander, don't forget your salt and pepper, and we're also going to season with Maggi, kind of like a Mexican umami flavour. I'm kind of obsessed with this stuff now. But then give it a good blitz till it's nice and smooth, transfer to a bowl, and then just top it with a bit of coriander and some olive oil, and there you go. It's beautifully spicy, creamy, avocado-y, definitely some Mexican fusion going on there. Next, let's go a little bit traditional with a caramelized red onion. Start by peeling and chopping the ends off 4 medium-sized red onions, and we're just going to slice these down nice and fine. Then throw it into a pan with a touch of olive oil, and we're going to cook these on low heat until they start getting a nice brown colour. And you can start to see all the sugars in the onions caramelizing. And when you see them starting to stick to the bottom of the pan, deglaze the pan with some balsamic vinegar. And if you need to loosen them from the bottom of the pan again, just use a touch of water until you get like a dark caramelized red onion, almost chutney. And then again we've got the jar of chickpeas, garlic clove, salt and pepper, then the caramelized red onions, just save a little bit for garnish. Oh, and the tahini, don't forget the tahini. And then we're blitzing again till smooth, transfer into a bowl, and top with a touch more olive oil, and garnish with the leftover caramelized onions. And there you have it, a beautifully classic, sweety, savoury kind of hummus. But if you want to go really sweet, let's try this next one. So this time start with just half a jar of chickpeas, that's 200 grams. And to that we're going to add 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 1 heaped teaspoon of peanut butter, that's instead of the tahini, 3 tablespoons of honey, a touch of vanilla extract, a tiny sprinkle of salt, and we're blitzing that up until smooth. And there you go. I mean, you can always experiment with your flavours if you like it sweeter, if you like it more chocolatey, you can even put real chocolate in it. But if you're wanting a healthier option to them cravings that you get for Nutella, look no further as to your chocolate hummus. Give it a go, it's very surprising. And if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and remember to just keep cooking.